There's a new girlfriend update being released next week. If you, as a girlfriend, think of a question for your partner, but they're asleep and you'd feel bad waking them up, you can now send it as a push notification to their dream. That way, they can either wake up on their own accord and answer it, or you'll know that they ignored it. We've got a new girlfriend update to report to you from next week, or rather a series of girlfriend updates. It looks like next week is a big week for girlfriends, so we'll jump right into it and let you know what they're up to. We're seeing a significant decrease in sleepiness starting next week. The percentage of time that girlfriends will be experiencing sleepiness during waking hours will drop all the way down to 73%. Your girlfriend will hint at 2 things in the next week that you will not remember, and these will be permanently added to her memory bank. At this point, that stockpile is growing concerningly large, but there's not much you can do about it. It's sort of a cross that bridge when you get there situation. She's also going to go to the store and come back with something along the lines of a loaf of bread, 2 avocados, and a bell pepper. Even though she's out there collecting tutorial level loot that's not of much use to you, you're still proud of her for doing it. And finally, she will let you know that she had thought of a question for you earlier, but she forgot it. We've got another girlfriend update to report to you from next week. In a miraculous turn of events, it appears that starting next week, your girlfriend may now actually return to and finish her previously abandoned quarter-full beverage. These quarter bevs are typically left to wait in limbo for hours or days before eventually being released from their misery into the sink. However, possibly for the first time, she will now gulp down the final 2 sips. It actually doesn't matter what it is either. It could be murky coffee water or flat seltzer. That beverage will be finished. This may not actually throw off the abandoned beverage balance, though. In addition to these reports about the finished beverages, we are also seeing some unverified reports of an increase in simultaneous girlfriend beverages. Typically, a girlfriend operates on around 2 to 3 different beverages at the same time, but 3 was the maximum. However, we are now seeing this number occasionally reach 4. So for every beverage that will now be finished, a new one may actually be abandoned. We have some more girlfriend updates to report to you. It looks like everyone who wants a girlfriend but doesn't have one will get one by next week. Okay, now for the real updates. On March 21st, all girlfriends will be programmed with an in-depth opinion on what types of dragons they think they'd ride. This may sound ridiculous, but trust me on this one. There's actually a good chance that she even has this all thought out already. We're also getting reports of a major outfit selection update. It appears that after just a few minutes of rumination, the correct choices will now begin to sparkle and glow from their places within the closet or dresser, while the incorrect clothing will take on a dull, grayed out appearance. This, however, should probably just be ignored, as you can't be too sure that these are actually the right picks. It's probably still best to try on about 5 different alternatives as well. We have a new girlfriend update to report from next week. They're updating the guidance on what types of snacks you should have on hand for your girlfriend. Primarily, they're shifting the focus towards having something for her to crunch on, but there's also a surprising new addition to the list. For the crunching one, I've got these white cheddar puffs here. There's no rule on exactly what it has to be, but it should be something that's satisfying to bite into, like popcorn, chips, or even pretzels. Additionally, and here's the surprising one, they're saying that you should also get her flowers. Typically around a dozen at a time is the recommended amount. Now it seems like taste does not matter all that much when it comes to flowers, and it's weirdly more about the presentation. The more ornate and thoughtful the display of the flowers, the more excitement you'll see from her. Flowers do seem like more of a ritualistic snack. You don't want to bring up eating them, and you'll never see her eat them in front of you. But if you wait around 2 weeks or so, you'll notice that they're suddenly gone, so she must have snacked on them at some point in between. Whatever keeps her happy and healthy, I guess. We have a new girlfriend update to report from next week. It appears that there's been a major boost in the effectiveness of sad puppy eyes. While we're still unsure of the exact extent of its increase in power, some are estimating that this move is now up to 300 to 400% stronger. Our sources are now comparing this to a Medusa strength gaze, except you won't be able to avoid eye contact for very long without suffering alternative, most likely worse, consequences. Our recommendation is to just get her what she wants until we figure out exactly what to do about this. While we're not sure when balance might be restored, it appears that any efforts to counter or ignore the puppy dog eyes are not just futile, but they'll actually leave you worse off than if you would have just given in the first place. What's this? It appears that I've been given a list of demands here. We've got a walk, a hot dog, and ice cream. Well, I guess that could be worse, but I'm also not really sure if I'm feeling all that right now.
I haven't been to Target in a while.
There's a new girlfriend update next week, and this one is a whole new girlfriend season. There's actually a bit of controversy with this one. In this new season, when she tells you about a problem, you no longer just listen. It is now your job to solve it right away. This is a complete game changer that'll require some heavy retraining, but here are the tiers of problems that you might encounter this season. At the common tier, she'll tell you that she's not sure if she's hungry. This gives some added difficulty to the food selection game, since now you need to figure out if she even wants to play in the first place. At the rare tier, she'll tell you she's worried that the weird book that she's like 500 pages into might not be very good. This is now your problem as well, as you'll have to decide whether it would be better for her to keep going through this story that you know absolutely nothing about, or put it down and call the 10 hours that she's already put into it for some reason a total loss. And finally, at the legendary tier, she'll complain about her boss or manager. In this new season, that now means that you have to fight this person. This is now quite literally a boss battle for you. A new bill will be codified into girlfriend law next week. Now, officially, anything you say or do in her dream can and will be used against you in the court of girlfriend law. Even if she has since forgotten what exactly it was you said or did, even if the details are getting fuzzier by the second, this is still grounds for her to be mad at you. If you try to talk your way out of it with statements like, "But I didn't actually do that," or "None of that was real," you may now also find yourself being held in contempt of girlfriend court. All that matters is that some version of you did something mean, and she didn't like it. Depending on the severity of the crime, first-time offenders may simply be let off with a warning, but we do still strongly recommend offering an apology for whatever it was the imaginary version of you did. Repeat offenders, on the other hand, may not be let off so easy. If you're mean in her dream for several nights within a short time span, you may need to submit a lengthier apology with some possible explanations for your dream proxy's behavior, undergo a several-hour silent treatment program, or, in extreme cases, be put down.